Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1973 Olivetti Lettera 32 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in Spain, and the difference between the Spain and the Italy is basically just the color of the shell. This is a greener color and the Italy version is a bluer color. Other than that, it's pretty much identical as far as functioning goes and cosmetics. Up top are the margins. This is your left margin. I'm going to put that on 0 and the right one around 70. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers and a scale. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip this switch forward to the 2. It skips 2, one more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that all the way down and prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Absolutely beautiful typing machine. Often referred to as the best typewriter of all time. It's in the conversation. The print looks perfect. Super clear, crisp, and precise. Excellent condition all the way around. And the difference between this and the 22 is just a little bit different of a shell. This is an upgrade from the 22, which is also considered one of the best typewriters of all time. And that one won a bunch of awards when that first came out, and this is just an upgrade from that. We're going to move that color back to black, and then to pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward, and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. We're going to flip this down for now. So this is probably the most modern feeling typewriter you can get, even though it was made in the 70s, 60s, and 70s. This model was out. It feels like it was made in 2025. It just kind of feels like a computer when you're typing on it. Super light touch. This is probably the lightest you can get when it comes to touch. Light, smooth, and powerful for something so small. It's an ultra portable. Comes with a zip case. Very small and compact, which is pretty impressive, to have such a well engineered typewriter in such a small package. Okay, shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the right side. Very smooth. Tab below that. Right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals. So we're going to go ahead and clear each one of those by just going to them and then flipping the switch on the left. There's this S and a C. When you flip it down, C for clear. So we're just going to clear each one of those. Now we don't have any, but I always like to keep one set somewhere in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. You can set as many tabs as you want on this model, and that's what the S stands for, is for set. Above that is the margin release. A lot of people might mistake that for the 1 key, but there is no 1 key. You got to use the lowercase L for 1 on most typewriters, and for the exclamation point, it's the apostrophe, and then you backspace and do a period. So what that does is when you get to the end of that margin, it blocks you from printing so the keys don't type on top of each other. If you hit the margin release, it will allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. That's it for the keyboard. So we're going to pop the hood off from the front like this, and you want to be careful with these because this is made out of cast iron, and these little hooks in the back here will break if you're not careful with them. All the brand new ribbon is loaded on the right side, so it's pulling to the left, and if you want to switch the direction behind either spool, you just flip it to the opposite side. It'll pull counterclockwise to the right. You flip it again, and it'll pull. Well, it pulls clockwise to the right when it's pulling this side, counterclockwise to the left when it's pulling to that side. Touch control on the left side here. A lot of people might miss that. The higher you go down, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. And the farther up you go, the less tension there is. So you just want to gauge that, especially with the Olivetti Lettera 32. You want to Make sure that you adjust that to your liking because it's so touchy. Some people might like it a little more tension, especially on this one, but most typewriters do have a touch control. This is your carriage lock, and in my experience, it's more of an annoyance than it is help. But what that does is it locks the carriage in the middle, so when you have it in the case, it doesn't bang around in there, causing possible damage to your escapement, which is a mechanism that allows the typewriter to move one space at a time. And if you just flip it up, it'll unlock it. And this is your carriage release behind the knob here. Very smooth carriage. Another difference between this and the 22 is the 22 rides on a rail, and this one has traditional typewriter bearings. This is your left carriage release, super smooth. And if you push the button on the left knob, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. And the same concept with this lever here, the line space indicator, you flip it all the way back to 0 and it disables the spacing. Put it on 1 and you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.